Mom always told me never to mess with a man with a gun, a man's temper, or a man's girl. What she never told me is that if you mess with a man's girl, you're messing with his temper. And if you're messing with a man's temper, you're messing with a man's gun. It all started at the park down on 18th Street, sitting alone on a bench, reading the Daily Bee News. Some local journal I picked up at the nearby Popple Bakery, right across the street from where I used to play poker on a Saturday night, playing with my old friends, George and Tom. I remember the stench of burnt-out cigarettes and rum seeping off the surface of their dry lips. However, just as I started to reminisce on past times, I found an article in the paper that caught my eye. Usually I only recall seeing boring articles of education, fundraisers, and petty crimes. However, this one seemed out of the ordinary. The title read, "Reynolds Found Dead, 13th Murder Crime of the New Year." I peered into the text out of the curiosity of what my own death was. However, as I read deeper, I found out it was one of my second cousins, one who I had never seen in a good 25 years. It read, "Rob Reynolds found dead, 2 bullets into the chest, and a Satan glove found resting upon his face." For most deaths, I would have thought to myself, another one bites the dust, right as I light up another Marlboro. However, this white Satan glove intrigued me. Might as well get a family reunion as well. I made my way down Oak Booth at 14th Street to head up to my office. I had something to tell my boss. I got a murder case that's fit just for my taste. Quiet, clean, and mysterious as barbecue sauce on a turkey sandwich.
Another murder and it ain't yours, Reynolds. You know the rules. You don't invest dead friends, lovers, or family, and this guy's definitely one of your family. I already checked up on him. He's your second cousin on your father's side. I've already got Griswold and Bates on the murder anyway. Find yourself another job.
Give me a break, boss. I barely knew the guy. I just like the challenge of the murder.
That may be true, but for all I know, you used to set the killer's dining room table. You don't want to be recognized by that kind of guy. I'm telling you, this is Griswold's case. The rules weren't against it. He wouldn't even have Bates tagging along, but boy does he need him. I told you once and I told you before, never take a case like this alone.
Come on, boss. How about you give me a partner and I take Griswold's place?
Reynolds, you're a half dozen steps away from getting fired and a dozen from my window. Now you can go with getting fired, you can go with your face smashed against the street, you can go with moving on and taking another job, but you sure as hell aren't getting this case. Now get the hell out so I can finish my cigar.
Hey there, Nancy. I got a case fit right just for me. Look up Rob Reynolds.
Reynolds. Well, is there any relationship? Because, you know, the boss says if there is, then...
Well, I don't give a hoot what Hendrickson says. That old man's got so much so-called experience, he wouldn't realize if a half-born prairie dog ran up his ass. What?
I don't know,
What's up, Reynolds? I got you the number for the widow, the other Reynolds' wife.
Good work, Nancy. So I decided to see the broad in person. I called her up and told her to meet me at the park. She had an interesting tone in her voice, like she knew me already.
What time would you like to meet, Mr. Reynolds?
How about 6:30 sharp?
Sounds like a plan. See you there.
Walking down the street, I bumped into a man. He seemed lonely yet confident. Confident enough to ask me for a
Tell me,
cigarette.
pal, you got a cigarette?
No, sorry, man. I'm all out. How'd you get that big scar on your cheek? Such a nice guy like you.
Oh, this old thing? Man, I used to be a policeman down in Townsbrook. And it happened when I was chasing this guy. And so we were just chasing him, right? And then all of a sudden we take a turn into this alleyway. And he pulls out this little knife. Let me tell you, that knife is not so little. It was about yay big, man. That thing was just huge. And then, you know, we finally caught him. And, it was days like that, crummy days like that I just, thought to myself, I gotta stop doing this investigating and stuff.
So, you investigated murders, hey?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking into a case myself. It's about a white satin glove found resting on a dead man's cheek.
Oh, really?
Oh, by the way, the name's Reynolds.
Name's Barron, sir. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I read about that case in the Daily Bee the other day.
Yeah.
Man, what's a guy like you investigating a crime like that?
Say now, you got a problem with that?
Man, I'm just trying to help. I think you gave me a new idea for a job. I used to investigate, and now I'll help you investigate.
I don't know, pal. It's been a long time since I've had a partner.
Oh God, I'm sorry for your loss.
That wasn't the worst part about it. Hendrickson told me I was the man to tell Tommy's father about what happened. Let me tell you something. Telling that boy's father about his son's death is probably the hardest thing I've ever done. I never want to walk down that dreadful path again.
Man, you just look like you hurting right now, I mean, a hurting man really isn't a good man for investigating a case like that.
If you're up for the job, Baron, it's all yours. I made our way down the park. I peered across the grass and spotted Sandra sitting at an empty table in the middle of the quad. She was licking on a cherry lollipop. Boy, would I tell you, she didn't look like a mourning widow at all. I started to question her. I started out with the basic. What is your relation to the victim? Did your husband have any known victims? How is your relationship with your husband? Every response seemed as if she had practiced it before. No signs of sadness or mourning. No nervousness. Her performance was flawless. I'm in deeper than I thought. We can't go on with this case. I love her.
No, Reynolds can't do this to us. And we've gotten so far in this case, Oh, Reynolds?
Sorry, Baron. I have to back out.
Oh, okay.
But thanks for all you've done. Alright.
Oh, Reynolds, I found the DNA sample. She killed him. It's her glove. Reynolds? Reynolds? Reynolds!
So I made my way down to Sandra's apartment to tell her how I really felt. However, someone else was waiting for me.
Aaron, you've been sleeping with the killers, now you're sleeping with the fishes.